Hey, what's up everybody? It's TR with Earth Angel Mushrooms. So I figured I'd make another video, and a lot of you guys know me through the Commercial Mushroom Growers Network. Where's it at? Right there. I wanted to give the backstory on me starting to grow on sawdust and soybean hulls and how that all got started, aka the Masters Mix. I'll even give you how it got that name. Anyway, so Masters Mix, I grow everything but shiitake on Masters Mix, and my oysters this week are just rocking it out. So we're gonna have over 2 pounds first flush. I mean, some of those are 2.5 pounds. Then I got pin sets on these. These are all 10-pound blocks, and those are going to give me pushing 3 pounds first flush. So again, I use Masters Mix. I wanted to give the backstory on Masters Mix. So my old facility was a real dump. All my walls were made of poly sheeting, that is, with whatever I could afford to hang it on. So 2x4s, 2x3s, combination of both of them. So I started off growing on straw like most of you guys. And I grew in Home Depot bins. And I used unchopped straw. And I pasteurized using a tankless hot water heater. That was the most expensive thing I ever owned at the time. Oh man, those things are great. I don't have one now, and I wish that I still did. I'm going to get another one at some point. So I grew on straw, and it didn't yield very well. It's easy to grow on, but it doesn't give good yields. It's nasty as hell. I've coined it Satan's substrate since then. It gets everywhere. The worst of the worst. If you're really timid, put it on mute, because I'm going to tell a story of what finally got me to switch to something better. So for those of you guys who grow on straw, you know it gets all over you in your pockets. You go to the store and pull out your wallet, and like tons of straw falls out on the counter, and it's embarrassing. So one day, can't believe I'm going to say this on video. The straw that broke the camel's back was when I was using the bathroom. Let's say I was using the bathroom, and I might have, let's just say, wiped and had straw all over me, so to speak. That was when I knew I needed to switch to something else. Anyway, I started growing on cottonseed hulls. And again, I'm in Missouri, so it's not a cotton-producing state, so you have to get it through a feed store, through a commercial feed dealer, and come to find out, you can't get it all year round on a smaller scale. You can still get a truckload if you wanted, but I mean, truckload might as well have been like $2 billion. I couldn't afford that. So I've always been a tinkerer. I always run trials. Pretty much every week I'm running trials on something to try to find something better, something more efficient. So I switched from straw, I switched to cottonseed hulls, and in the meantime I'm still running trials. Even from day one, in my brokest days, I would still run trials to find better ways, better yielding ways, more efficient ways to do things. And so I started running trials on soybean hulls. Well, the perk to soybean hulls in comparison to cottonseed hulls is they are always available. They are always available. You'll never run out. Whereas cottonseed hulls, you can run out. They're dirtier than shit. You'll get bacterially infected bags non-stop. It doesn't matter what you do with that filthy crap. It's the worst. At least in my experience, I could never, ever make it work all the time, routinely, every week. It would always get bacteria, contaminate somehow. It didn't matter what I did to get away from bacteria or some type of contamination on cottonseed hulls. So I was running trials, trying to find something better. And I started running trials on soybean hulls. Am I the first one to do soybean hulls? No. Am I the first one to do trials and put it out there to the public? Yes. I've never seen anybody else that did any trials on sawdust and soybean hulls. And the reason why I thought soybean hulls, one, you can get them all the time. Two, they're almost all cellulose, which oyster mushrooms and a lot of mushrooms like. They have protein. And another thing that's readily available here in Missouri, sawdust. Lots of sawdust, and you can pretty much get sawdust anywhere in the country in the form of pellets, if nothing else. For me, I could get free sawdust if I loaded it, or I could pay $10 for a 3-yard scoop if they loaded it. So I thought, what could I counterbalance this sawdust? Because we know that just growing on sawdust, mushrooms typically don't like to just grow on sawdust, and specifically oysters. So literally I was going through a cattle feed, the nutrition analysis, and it says what it's made of, fiber, protein, carbohydrates, all that stuff. And but I saw soybean hulls, readily available, cheap, they're always available. So I started doing these trials. And I did a series of trials. I did 10%, 90% sawdust, 20%, 80% sawdust, so on and so forth, all the way through, I think I did up to 70%. And I did all these trials at the time. And basically at the same time that these bags were fruiting, I went to place an order for cottonseed hulls because I was still doing cottonseed hulls and straw, which straw is the worst crap ever. Satan's substrate. So anyway, I ran out of cottonseed hulls. And I was, you know, you just don't change your operation, even at the scale that I was at. You just don't change it overnight. And usually be successful, because you usually aren't. So all of these bags, my trial bags, had fruited, and I had basically that data to go on. And I made the call to dive in just based on one run of my trials with soybean hulls. And it paid off. It is, in my opinion, the very best substrate to grow everything but shiitake on. You get massive yields, massive first flush yields. I mean, these, let me get another one. That one right there, it's probably a 2.5 pound flush, first flush on a 10-pound bag. So that's basically how I came up with Master's Mix, aka 50-50 sawdust soybean hulls, 60% water. So the name, Master's Mix. For those of you who know me, you know that I like to talk a lot of smack in real life, anyway. And on the CMGN, Commercial Mushroom Growers Network, some other people had started growing on sawdust and soybean hulls, as it was known then, and they were referencing it on our forum. And it's a super tight-knit group, and we all know each other. We're all friends. And so I started talking smack to these guys. I said, don't refer to my glorious mix as sawdust and soybean hulls. Refer to it as the Master's Mix. And somehow it stuck. Subsequently, there is nothing that makes me blush more than hearing someone refer to it in real life as that. I don't refer to it as the Master's Mix. I refer to it as sawdust and soybean hulls. But I wanted to share the story on how I came up with it, started using it, and then the backstory on the name, the Master's Mix. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. check out some of these massive, massive first flush oyster mushrooms. So this week's going to be good as far as oysters. And then these are on deck. So I'm going to have a pretty big week. I don't know if you can see how many bags. I got about 300 bags that are just rocking it out. Again, they don't look like this every week, but I am thankful when they do. So anyway, hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and we will talk to you later. Peace.